strength and conditioning coach at first. I was in the Bachelor of Science for Sport and Exercise Science. I had a specialization in strength and conditioning. I had that as my goal for about 3 years, and then in my senior year I decided to change my route and my perspective on fitness. I interned with the strength and conditioning coaches at UCF, and I mainly focused with the basketball team, the men's basketball team. And I enjoyed that experience, but after spending maybe 4 months with them, I realized that I wanted to work with a wider population, a wider range of people, and I didn't want to just focus in on sports. So that's when I decided to become an exercise physiologist. Well, at first I decided to be a personal trainer, then later on that turned into exercise physiologist. After completing my internship with the UCF basketball team, I moved on to intern at a physical therapy clinic in Orlando, Florida, Proform PT. It's there where I found out that I really wanted to be a personal trainer because I saw elderly patients, I saw young kids, I saw people with back injuries, knee injuries, and that opened up my love for just people in general. So with that experience, I decided, okay, I want to be a certified personal trainer. My number one purpose for being a physical therapy intern was so that I would know the ins and outs of human injuries. So when I would become a personal trainer, I would understand if my client was injured and needed to see a physical therapist, or if it was something that I can work with my own expertise. After being a physical therapy intern for about 5 or 6 months, I was offered a job as a physical therapy technician. So I decided to take that job, which was pretty much the same thing as an intern, but I had more responsibilities and there was a little bit more pressure to get the job done since I was an actual staff member this time. My duties as a physical therapy technician were to assist the physical therapists with all of their patients. So most of the times a physical therapist would go through their evaluations and assessments, and when they were busy with more than one patient, they would send off the extra patient with the physical therapy technician, and we would lead them through their exercises and their electrical stimulation, their heat and ice, and things of that nature. As a physical therapy technician, I learned way more than I anticipated, and every bit of information that I learned and all of the experience that I gained has improved my career as an exercise physiologist. It's helped me understand how the body works a little bit more in depth than if I was just a personal trainer, because I get to see the body broken down to its purest form with injuries and how to rehab if something's hard. At the physical therapy clinic that I worked at, there was a personal training gym attached to it. So while I was working with patients and helping them with their rehab process, I was also able to see the personal training side. Seeing the personal training side and how it connected with the physical therapy side, it helped make me more aware of how closely related these two businesses actually are. When someone comes from physical therapy, their main thing is a fear of not getting hurt again. So when they finish physical therapy, they no longer train or go to the gym, or they don't work out as hard because they fear that they're going to re-injure themselves. Being able to see the personal training side and working with the physical therapy side, I know how to work out patients smoothly into the personal training world because I have the experience with the physical therapy. After wanting to be a personal trainer, I discussed it with one of the personal trainers at Proform PT, which was my physical therapy clinic, and the older trainer, Mike, suggested that I become an exercise physiologist because I would have my college degree in exercise science. He said this would give me a higher credential and it would be a higher step above personal training. At first I was kind of reluctant to it because I had my vision stuck on personal training and I didn't know too much about the exercise physiologist career. But after I did more research and talked with him a little bit more, I decided to go the exercise physiologist route instead. To pass your personal training certification, it doesn't require you to have any educational background in health or personal training. You just have to know the information from the textbooks. However, to become an exercise physiologist, you have to have at least a 4-year degree in a sport and exercise major. So since I had the college degree, I decided that it was it was better for me to get the certification that matched my degree, which also gave me a higher qualification in the health field. After studying for my exercise physiologist exam for about maybe 3 or 4 months, I was very excited to take the exam, and I scheduled the exam and took it. However, I failed the exam twice, and after failing the exam twice, I was really in a dark space mentally, because that was my whole life plan, was to be a trainer, and I decided to do the higher step, and then I started doubting myself and thinking, wow, maybe I should have just become a personal trainer and it would have been easier. After failing the exam twice, I was really contemplating giving up on being an exercise physiologist and becoming the typical personal trainer. But after I slept on it for about a week, I decided I had to do what I set out to do originally, which was become an exercise physiologist, and just study harder and try for it one more time. On my third attempt for the exercise physiologist certification, I ended up passing. That was the happiest day of my life, because I knew finally I'm qualified to do what I've been wanting to do my whole life, which was train people, but with a higher qualification and higher background. I got my certification through ACSM, which stands for American College of Sports Medicine, and I'm an exercise physiologist through that corporation, and that's the gold standard in the health field. Being an exercise physiologist qualifies me to work with the everyday population, as well as people who have medically controlled diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, asthma, anything that can be medically controlled. This allows me to make exercise prescriptions for them to help improve their conditions. My physical therapy background allows me to know if my patient is in pain because of an injury, or if they have muscle fatigue, muscle soreness. This is a very distinct difference, and some trainers will say no pain, no gain, but I know the difference based on my experience seeing different symptoms. My experience as a strength and conditioning coach intern at UCF allows me to make workouts for athletes who are looking to take their game to the next level. My overall message for today is keep pushing, keep trying. No matter how many times you fail or feel lost and don't know where your life's taking you, just keep going. Every experience that you go through prepares you for the moment that you're supposed to be in at the moment. So you never know, but just keep going. Good things happen to people who never give up.